morning, boys and girls. The topic for today is a bit of a touchy one. My opinion is either going to gather support or I'm going to get blasted with hate, because the subject I've chosen for today is one that has very divided opinions. I mean, from the people that I've spoken to, they're either one way or the other. There's not many people who are actually like sitting on the fence in the middle of this one. But the topic is about the UK leaving Europe and the fact that we have voted and the British public by a majority have voted out. Now, the thing that I find absolutely hilarious is that the following morning, when we all voted out, there was so many people all over Facebook saying, oh, how is it a majority vote? It was really close, you can't call that a majority vote. It doesn't matter if there was one vote more or a trillion votes more. Majority is more than the other. Oh, we need to have a referendum because like 29% of people didn't turn out to vote. 29% of people in the UK did not turn out to vote, there or thereabouts, which means that more people voted in this EU referendum than people voted in the last general election. So, do we need to have another vote? No, I don't think we do. I think it's decisive. Now, another thing which I thought was hilarious since we've now voted to leave was, again, on Facebook, people all doom and gloom. Oh, it was fucking hilarious. But also at the same time pissed me off a little bit, because they're saying, oh, we've now, the economy's gone down, the pound's worth shit, and rah rah rah, and all the rest of it. Yes, the economy may have gone down a little bit. Yeah, we're not as well off as France in terms of how strong the economy is, but that will pick up. The value of the pound plus everything else, you know, it's expected, regardless of what the vote was going to be, it was going to expect to go down. But one thing that they haven't realised is that, yeah, the pound's gone down, but so has the euro. The euro is not as strong as it used to be. But yes, the pound was at the weakest it's been since 1985. But what people haven't realised is that it's going back up. What the fuck are people braking for on a fucking motorway? Doing 45 miles an hour down the fucking motorway. Why is that cunt all the way down there braking? But anyway, I think in terms of the pound to the US dollar, which is what people actually go in, because pounds to the euro is ridiculous. What's the point of doing it pounds to euro, because the euro's gone down as well? Do it to a denomination that's different from both. So against the US, it's gone from, I think it was 135, I believe, for every £1 you get $1.35, and then it crashed down to Well, fucking hell, I can't even remember. My brain's not working. It's first thing in the morning. Fuck off. Basically, it went down, and then it started going back up again. And people were arguing that it wasn't. And I was like, look at the figures. First it's at this, then it crashes to this, and now it's gone back to this. And now with fluctuation going up and down, it'll continue to rise. It'll go up more than it'll come back down. It's just the way it works. Because the pound is the strongest currency in the world. Always has been, always will be. People will go, how is the pound the strongest currency in the world? Well, you give somebody a pound to exchange into a currency, and the denomination that they give back is always going to be bigger. And it doesn't matter where in the world you trade that pound, the denomination that comes back to you will always be bigger than what you gave them. Therefore, the pound is stronger. Fact. But I'm at work. I'll continue this later on. So yeah, the pound is stronger than anything else. The euro went down in price as well. And I haven't even got onto other stuff yet. But I'll speak to you guys later about it. Hello and welcome back. So what was I talking about this morning? Do you know what? I can't actually remember how far into my European rant that I got. But it's like, I do know a lot of people on Facebook were all about, oh, this is going to happen and this is going to happen and this is going to happen, and oh, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you for voting us out. Bollocks. Everyone has a vote. Everyone is entitled to vote, as is democracy. They wanted to use their vote for this, that and the other. That's entirely up to them. It's got nothing to do with you. One thing that I have seen, right, which is a really funny fact. Now, like 72% of the population actually came out to vote, which is like the biggest turnout for a vote we've had since 1992. There's campaigners saying, oh, the old people have fucked us over, this and, you know, it's just what the old people want, not what us young people want. But then you go and look at the stats of those who voted and their age ranges, right? The old people voted, and a large proportion of the old people voted. Out of all of the old people, a large proportion or percentage of them voted. Now, out of the young people, a small percentage of young people actually voted. So if the youngsters were really that bothered, they would have all voted. Surely, if it meant that much to them, they would have all voted, but they didn't. So it's not the old people that are to blame here. It's the youngsters didn't fucking turn up. A very smaller proportion of youngsters turned out to vote. And they're getting all hissy about, oh, in the Scottish referendum they allowed 16 and 17-year-olds to vote. That's fine. We should be able to do that on this one. Well, fuck's sake, 18 to 24-year-olds, barely any of you turned up for fucking vote in the first place. What do you think 16 and 17-year-olds are going to do? Do you really think they give a shit about politics? They'll be more concerned about with spending time with their mates than having to go and put a fucking X on a piece of paper. They really couldn't give a shit. Youngsters nowadays, they just got a very short-term mind. Will it affect me immediately? No, I'm not going to do anything about it. Will it affect me in the long run? Yeah, probably. Do I know how much of an effect it's going to have? No, I can't be bothered. This is a mind of a 16 or 17-year-old kid. And you may also notice that I use the word kid, because essentially they are. Until they're of the age of 18, they are not considered an adult. And now that they've lost the vote, all these people are saying, oh, there wasn't enough people voting. More people turned out for this vote than has done for any other fucking general election and otherwise in the past fucking 20 years almost. Bollocks! We're not going to have another re-vote just because you lost. Because you're not happy with the result. That's not how democracy works. Democracy gives everybody a single vote each. The winner of the democracy is the one that receives the most votes, be it by one vote or by 1 million votes or more. That one vote is all it needs to sway the tide on whatever the decision has to be. That's how democracy works. You had 1.4 million people more voting to leave than you had to remain. And you're trying to tell me that's a close call. Bollocks! A close call is if it's like considering the amount of people in the country and the amount of people that actually voted and the amount of people that can vote, a small amount for me would be less than 100,000. That would be a close call. As far as I'm concerned, the Leave won. Deal with it. If you can't, that's your problem, nobody else's. Oh, and all those people that didn't vote. If you even try and have an opinion, you can just go and fuck right off. You are not entitled to one. You had your chance to vote. You had your chance to make your point. If you didn't use that chance, you have no right to complain, regardless of the outcome. That's another thing as well. The undecided people. And then when it's all said and done, oh, this shouldn't happen, this shouldn't happen. Well, you should have fucking voted then, you cunt. Oh, see now, I have never ever voted for anything. Ever. This is the first time I've actually gone to a polling station and put a cross in a box for what I believe in. Which also means, now that I've done this, I am going to have to go and vote in the next general election, because what happens in the next general election will determine what the future holds for this country. And I don't want some idiot in power that I don't agree with. You know, I don't want Nigel Farage in fucking power. Nah, fuck that. I don't want a dickhead like that in power. UKIP and Nigel Farage are not the reason why I voted out. They have some good policies, don't get me wrong, but the majority of it is just racism and bigotry, and I want no part of that. You know, I understand and I agree to a point we need to control over our own borders to a degree. I actually like the outlook of Australia. And that is, if you want to come here, you want to work, therefore you need a trade. If you don't have a trade, you're not welcome to stay here. You know, I think that is fair. Because then you're guaranteed the people that do move here, 100% guaranteed they're going to go out and they're going to look for work, and they will find work and they will actually do it. I think just accepting any person from any background is a bad mistake. You know, I mean, yeah, they might. There's a lot of people on our dole that get handouts every fucking week. That I don't agree with. Something needs to be done about that. You know, but that's for another discussion. And that's a whole new rant entirely, in fact. I'm not getting into that now. So yes, guys, I voted out. I am happy with the vote. and I find the reactions of those who were in to be hilarious. Let me know, what do you think? In or out? What are your reasons for it? Drop me a comment below. So please like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. There's more than enough math to go around, and I'll catch you all next time. Ta-da!